Hello Chris here. In this video we're going to make this mushroom scene in Blender. So first open Blender. Now select everything using A key. Then press delete to delete everything. Now we're going to make our first mushroom. We're gonna start simple. So first we need to add a cylinder. Shift plus A, mesh cylinder. Now we need to scale the cylinder a little. So go to front view using numbered 1. S to scale. Shift Z to scale not among Z axis. Point to 2. Enter. Now go to edit mode using tab, select all using A key, G to move, Z to move, 1, enter. This will move to 1 meter like this. Turn on X-ray mode, select the top vertices, G to move, Z to move, and I'm gonna place it here. Now we need to add a loop cut here, Control plus R, left click, slide it to here, S to scale and scale it to something like this. Select this, go to face selection mode. Select the top face. As you can see, go to front view again, E to extrude and extrude it to here. Then select the top face, come out of X-ray mode, press X in the keyboard, select faces. Then go to edge selection mode, Alt left click on this one to select this edge loop. Go to front view, turn on X-ray mode, G to move, Z to move, and I'm gonna place it here. Then S to scale and scale it to here. E to extrude, Z to extrude among Z axis. Place it here. Then S to scale. Control plus R, left click, right click to cancel. S to scale, scale it to here. G to move, Z to move. Make something like this, as you can see. Now we need to bevel the edges. We'll do that after we apply a subdivision surface modifier. So turn off X-ray mode. Go to modifier properties, this range icon, add modifier, subdivision surface modifier. I'm gonna turn this both to 1. Then Control plus R, left click and slide the loop cut to here. Then Control plus R, left click, slide the loop cut to here. Then Control plus R, left click, slide the loop cut to something like this. Turn on X-ray mode so that we can see it clearly. Then Control plus R. And we need to make this properly. So select these edges, S to scale to something like this. Select this, G to move, Z to move, S to scale. Now come out of X-ray mode. Now it's looking like this. Go to object mode, right click, shade smooth. If you want, you can increase this subdivision to 2. As you can see, there is a hole at the top. We need to fill this. So select this, go to edit mode using tab, go to edge selection mode, Alt left click this one to select this edge loop, press EF in the keyboard to fill. I'm gonna add a loop cut here, Control plus R, left click, slide the loop cut to here. I think this is a little much, so Alt left click this one, GG to slide the loop cut to here. Go to object mode using tab. As you can see, we got a small cute mushroom like this. Now we're going to make more complex mushrooms. I'm gonna reduce this to 1 though, since I don't want that many vertices. And I'm gonna increase this to 2. I'm gonna increase the render to 2 and viewport to 1. That way my viewport will not slow down, and when I render the final scene, it will have more polygons and look good. Now we need to move this to new collection. Select this, press M in the keyboard, new collection, mushrooms. Select this, press F2 in the keyboard, change the name to mushroom. Now we need to hide this, so hide this in the viewport, this collection. Select the mushroom collection, shift plus A, mesh cylinder. We're going to make another mushroom. As you can see, it's hidden too. Select this, go to front view using numbered 1, S to scale, shift Z to note scale among Z axis, point to 2, enter. Now Control plus A, rotation and scale. This will apply the scale to this. Go to edit mode using tab, select all using A key, G to move, Z to move, 1, enter. I moved this 1 meter above because I want the origin of this mushroom to be at the bottom like this. That way it's much faster and easier. Go to face selection mode, select the top face, go to front view again, Control plus R, I'm gonna place a loop cut to here. Then turn on X-ray mode, select this, S to scale, I'm gonna scale it to something like this. Control plus R, left click, slide it to here. Then I'm going to place a loop cut one more here. S to scale, and I'm gonna scale it to something like this. Come out of X-ray mode, select the top face by going to face selection mode, go to front view, E to extrude, go to X-ray mode, press X in the keyboard, select the faces, then go to edge selection mode, select the top edges, G to move, Z to move, I'm gonna place it here, then S to scale, now E to extrude, Z to extrude among Z axis, place it here, S to scale, Control plus R, left click, right click to cancel any movement. S to scale, I'm gonna scale it to something like this. Then I'm going to modify properties, add modifier, subdivision, surface modifier. Then come out of X-ray mode, Control plus R, left click, slide the loop cut to here. Control plus R again, left click, slide the loop cut to here. Go to X-ray mode, go to front view, gonna move it a little, G to move, Z to move, and place it here. Then Control plus R, slide the loop cut to here. Come out of X-ray mode, Control plus R, left click, slide it to here, Control plus R, and place one here. So you can see it's looking weird. So go to face selection mode, select this, I to insert, and insert it to something like this. Then go to object mode using tab. As you can see, our mushroom is like this. You need to fill this face, so select this, go to edit mode using tab, hold left click this one by going to edge selection mode, hold left click this one, press F to fill, go to front view. As you can see, it's a little pointy, so G to move, Z to move. I think I'm gonna place it a little top, so go to X-ray mode, select this, G to move, Z to move, then Control plus R, left click, slide the loop cut to here, E to extrude, then S to scale to make something like this. Come out of X-ray mode, make sure this is selected, then go to vertex selection mode, make sure this is selected like this, then go to mesh, transform, randomize. As you can see, it's randomized like this. I'm going to increase the random seed to make something suitable. Go to front view using numbered 1, S to scale, Z to scale among Z axis, S to scale a little, then go to front view again, then E to extrude again, S to scale. So you can see it's really big. S to scale, Z to scale among Z axis, then S to scale, G to move, Z to move. Then minimize this, mesh, transform, randomize. As you can see, it will randomize the vertices. I think this is too much. Turn on proportion editing, select this, G to move. Then go to object mode using tab. As you can see, the face orientation is not correct. We need to solve that. Select this, go to edit mode again, go to overlays, turn on face orientation. As you can see, it's inverted. Select all using a key, shift plus N in the keyboard. Then turn off face orientation. There is a little difference here. Hold to left click this one, G to move, Z to move, right click to cancel, turn off proportion editing, G to move, Z to move. Place it here. Control plus R, slide it to here, S to scale to make the transition a little better. Plus R, left click, slide it to here, S to scale to make the transition a little better. Go to object mode. As you can see, it's looking like this. It's a little too much, but I like it. If you want, you can reduce this size, but I'm gonna leave it like this though. If you want, you can increase this to make it look good like this, but I'm gonna reduce this to 1. Press in the keyboard, make sure the scale is 1. If it's not, then Control plus A, rotation and scale. Now we need to hide this. We need to add another cylinder, Shift plus A, mesh, cylinder. S to scale, Shift Z, point to, enter. Control plus A, rotation and scale. Go to front view using numbered 1. Go to edit mode using tab. Select all, G to move, Z to move, 1, enter. Control plus R, left click, I'm gonna place it to here. Then turn on proportion editing, G to move, and I'm going to move this to here. Now select this one, go to face selection mode, select this face, go to front view, E to extrude, press X in the keyboard, select faces. This will delete that face. Go to edge selection mode, hold to left click this one, go to front view, turn off proportion editing, turn on X-ray mode, G to move, Z to move, and place it here. Then S to scale really big, something like this. We're going to make a big mushroom, then E to extrude, Z to extrude among Z axis, S to scale, press F to fill. This will fill that face like this. Go to front view again, Control plus R, left click, slide the loop cut to here, S to scale to something like this. Now Control plus R, left click, place the loop cut to here, E to extrude, and extrude it to something like this. S to scale, then mesh, transform, randomize. This will randomize it like this, as you can see. Go to this menu, 0.09 looks good. Go to vertex selection mode, S to scale, Z to scale among Z axis to make something like this. Control plus R, place the loop cut to here, S to scale, then mesh, transform, randomize. I'm going to change this to 0.02. Only need a teeny tiny randomization there. Now it's looking good. Make sure nothing is overlapping. I think this is not looking good. Select this, G to move. Go to here, turn on face orientation. As you can see, it's not correct. Select all using a key, Shift plus N. This will recalculate the normals like this. Then turn off face orientation. Now we need to apply subdivision modifier, add modifier, subdivision surface modifier. Go to front view using number add 1. Go to edge selection mode. Control plus R, place the loop cut and place it to here. Control plus R again, left click, slide it to here. GG and slide the loop cut to here. Control plus R, slide the loop cut to something like this. Go to front view using number 1 again. Control plus R. Control plus R, place the loop cut to something like this. Turn on X-ray mode so that we can see it clearly. GG. Turn off X-ray mode. Control plus R again. Left click, slide the loop cut to here. And place one here. Now go to front view using number 1. I think this is a little big, so turn on X-ray mode. Then Control plus plus to increase the selection to here. We can make this non-uniform if you want. So I'm gonna select this. Go to front view using number 1. Turn on proportion editing, G to move. Go to edge selection mode, hold to left click this one, art rotate to something like this. Then turn off X-ray mode. Go to object mode, right click, shade smooth. Go to edit mode again, hold to left click this one. Go to side view using number 3. Turn on proportion editing, G to move. Then go to front view using number 1, G to move. I think that's too much. Then go to object mode, select this, press M in the keyboard, select mushrooms. This will move to the collection like this. Now we need to hide this, so hide this in the viewport. Now we're going to make a more complex mushroom, so Shift plus A, mesh, cylinder, S to scale, Shift Z, 0.2, enter. Control plus A, rotation and scale. Go to front view using number 1. Go to edit mode using tab, select all, G to move, Z to move, 1, enter. Then off proportion editing for now. Control plus R, S to scale. Gonna rotate this out, rotate a tiny bit. Now Control plus R, slide it to here, rotate. Then E to extrude. S to scale, I'm gonna scale it to here. G to move, Z to move. Then go to mesh, transform, randomize. Then S to scale, Z to scale. Go to front view again. S to scale, Shift to Z to note the scale among Z axis. Control plus R, left click, slide it to here. G to move, Z to move. then mesh transform randomize. Make sure nothing is overlapping or damaged. Then go to face selection mode, select this face, front view using numbered 1, E to extrude. This time we're going to make something upward like this, then S to scale, E to extrude and extrude it to here, then S to scale, Control plus R, left click, slide it to here, S to scale to something like this. Control plus R, slide the loop cut to here. Go to front view using numbered 1, G to move, Z to move and move it to here. Control plus R again, left click, slide it to here. G to move, Z to move and I'm going to place it here. Now go to face selection mode, hold to left click this one, press P in the keyboard, then select selection. This will make this into a new object. Go to object mode using tab, select this one, press forward slash to go to local view like this. Add modifier, subdivision surface modifier, decrease this both to 1, then apply the modifier, select this, go to edit mode using tab. As you can see, we get something like this. Then hold to left click this one, press X in the keyboard, dissolve edges. This will dissolve the edges like this. Then select this, select loops, edge rings. This will select it like this. Then go to select, checker deselect. This will select the alternatives like this. Then change this to normal and change this to individual origins. G to move, Z to move and move this down a tiny bit like this. Then go to object mode using tab. Now come out of local view using forward slash. Select this one first, shift to select this one. Then Control plus J in the keyboard to join. Then select this, go to edit mode using tab. We select this using Alt left click. As you can see, we got a total of 64 vertices in this. If we select this using Alt left click, as you can see, we only got 32 vertices. We can't bridge these two with 32 and 64. If you want to bridge two edge loops, we need to have the same number of vertices. So select this edge loop, right click, subdivide. As you can see, now we got a total of 64 vertices. If you don't have this statistics here, right click and turn all of this on, then you will get the statistics like this. Now shift alt left click this one to select both of these edge loops, then go to edge, bridge edge loops. This will bridge the edge loops like this. Now we need to do the same here. So alt left click this one, right click, subdivide, then shift alt left click this one to select both of them, then go to edge, bridge edge loops. This will bridge the edge loops like this, as you can see. Then go to modifier properties, add modifier, subdivision surface modifier. Control plus R, gonna place a loop cut to here. Go to object mode using tab, right click, shade smooth. So you can see we got a black color here. This is because the face orientation is not correct. Turn on face orientation. As you can see, go to edit mode using tab, select all using a key, shift plus N. This will recalculate the normals. Then turn off face orientation. Hold to left click this one to select this. Then mesh, transform, randomize. Then go to object mode. Now it's not uniform like before. I'm gonna reduce this to 1 in the viewport, but it's still 2 in the render though. Now select this, press M in the keyboard, mushrooms. I'm going to duplicate this mushroom and make a different one. Shift D to duplicate, X to move along X axis, and I'm gonna place it here. Select this, hide that in the viewport. Select this, go to edit mode using tab, go to front view using numbered 1, go to X-ray mode, select all of this, turn off proportion editing, G to move, Z to move, gonna place it to here. Now place a loop cut, Control plus R, place it to here, R to rotate, then Control plus B to bevel, increase the number to something like this. Then Alt left click this one, Shift Alt left click this one, Control plus B to bevel, decrease the number to here. Then Alt left click this one, yes to scale. Come out of X-ray mode, then go to mesh, transform, randomize. Minimize this one, yes to scale a little. change this to global, change this to individual origins, S to scale, Z to scale, and something like this. Place a loop cut here, Control plus R, left click, right click to cancel, go to front view, turn on proportion editing, G to move, Alt to left click this one, turn off proportion editing, S to scale, Alt to left click this one. Since we made this a duplicate, I'm gonna randomize this. Go to object mode again. If we unhide this one, which is a little different from this one, I'm gonna hide both of them. Shift plus A, mesh, cylinder. Go to front view using numbered one. Is to scale, shift Z, 0.2, enter. Control plus A, rotation and scale, edit mode, select all, G to move, Z to move, 1, enter. First we're going to do the same we did before. Control plus R, S to scale to something like this. Go to face selection mode, select this face, go to front view, E to extrude, S to scale a tiny bit, then E to extrude again, G to move, Z to move, then S to scale, E to extrude, S to scale to something like this, G to move, Z to move, and place it here. I think it's really big, I don't want that much, then E to extrude, S to scale to something like this, Control plus R, left click, right click to cancel, S to scale, Shift to Z to note scale among Z axis, place it here. Now that we made this, we need to subdivide this so that we can make a bottom of the mushroom here. Add modifier, subdivision surface modifier. Go to front view using numbered one, go to X-ray mode. Control plus R, left click, slide the loop cut to here. Control plus R, place the loop cut to here. Now it's looking like this. Come out of X-ray mode, go to face selection mode, hold to left click this one, press P in the keyboard, select selection. Then go to object mode using tab, select this, increase this subdivision to 2, then apply this modifier, select this one, then close this modifier. We applied the modifier for this one and close the modifier for this one. So select this, press / to go to local view, go to edit mode using tab, hold to left click this one using edge selection mode, shift hold to left click this once. We don't need this. Press X in the keyboard, dissolve edges. Select this, select loops, edge rings, select, check or deselect, change this to normal, then change this to individual origins, G to move, Z to move. Go to object mode, come out of local view using /, select this one, shift to select this one and shift to select this one last, then Control plus J in the keyboard to join, select this, go to edit mode using tab, hold to left click this one. As you can see, we have a total of 128 vertices. We select this, as you can see there is only 32 vertices. We need to subdivide this, select this, right click, subdivide, right click, subdivide. Now we got a total of 128 vertices. Then shift to left click this one to select both of these edge loops, then edge, bridge edge loops. This will bridge them like this, as you can see. Alt left click this one, right click, subdivide, then again right click, subdivide. Now we got a 128 vertices. Shift Alt left click this one to select them both, edge, bridge edge loops. This will bridge them. Now we need to add a subdivision modifier, add modifier, subdivision surface modifier. Gonna increase this both to 2. I think I'm going to place a loop cut here. Control plus R. Change this to global. R to rotate, Z to rotate to make something like this. Then Alt left click this one, mesh, transform, randomize. This will randomize it like this. Go to object mode, right click, shade smooth. Go to edit mode again. I'm gonna decrease this to 1. Since my viewport won't slow down that way, go to front view using numbered one. Need to place a loop cut here. Control plus R, place this here, turn on proportion editing, G to move, Make sure X-ray mode is turned on before selecting like this. I'm gonna scale this slightly big. Control plus R, left click, slide it to here. E to extrude. Turn off proportion editing, S to scale. Select all, Shift plus N to recalculate the normals like this. Then Alt left click this one, S to scale really big like this. Then mesh, transform, randomize. S to scale, Z to scale to make it more random. Control plus R, slide it to here. Mesh, transform, randomize. I think it's too big. Hold left click this one, G to move, go to object mode. Now we're going to make two more randomized mushrooms. So I'm gonna hide this first. Shift plus A, mesh, cylinder, S to scale, Shift Z, point to, enter, Control plus A, rotation and scale, go to edit mode using tab, select all using A key, G to move, Z to move, 1, enter. Go to front view, go to X-ray mode, select this, G to move, Z to move. I'm gonna make a tiny mushroom right now. Control plus R, slide it to here, turn off proportion editing, S to scale, select this one, R to rotate, E to extrude, S to scale, then E to extrude, S to scale, Control plus R, S to scale, then Control plus R, place one here, Control plus R, place one here. Gonna rotate this. Then I'm going to select the ones from this side to here. Make sure the X-ray mode is turned on. Then shift to select the ones from here. Go to edge selection mode. So you can see I selected this. E to extrude. Select this. G to move. S to scale. Select this. G to move. S to scale. Come out of X-ray mode. This is a little big. Go to left click. S to scale to something like this. Then we need to randomize this. Select this. Mesh, transform, randomize. Hold to left click this one. Mesh, transform, randomize. Control plus R. Place a loop cut to here. Now we need to apply modifier, add modifier, subdivision surface modifier, turn on proportion editing and change this to random. Now go to X-ray mode, select this top face, come out of X-ray mode, G to move. So you can see it's randomized. Hold to left click this one, G to move. Control plus R, left click, slide it to here. Control plus R again, left click, slide it to here. G to move and move it randomized like this. Hold to left click this one. Shift hold to left click this one. Go to X-ray mode. Go to front view. G to move. As you can see, this will move it randomized like this. Come out of X-ray mode. Go to object mode. Right click, shade smooth. Now we need to correct the normals. So select this, go to edit mode, select all using A key, Shift plus N. Now go to face selection mode, select this face, G to move. Go to edge selection mode, hold to left click this one, G to move, mesh, transform, randomize. Hold to left click this one, mesh, transform, randomize. Control plus R, slide the loop cut. Now we got a random mushroom like this. I think it's a little small. Go to edit mode again. Select all using A key. Go to X-ray mode. Go to front view. Control select this. Turn off proportion editing. G to move. Z to move. Go to edge selection mode, select this, G to move, Z to move, and move it to here. Then come out of X-ray mode, go to object mode. Now we got a cute mushroom like this. Make sure face orientation is correct. Now we need to hide this, so go here, hide this in the viewport. Now we're going to make a big randomized mushroom like we did before. Shift plus A, mesh, cylinder. Go to front view using numbered 1, S to scale, Shift Z, point to, enter, Control plus A, rotation and scale. G to move, Z to move, 1, enter. Control plus R, slide it to here, S to scale. Go to X-ray mode, E to extrude, S to scale, G to move, Z to move. I'm gonna place it here since we're going to make a big mushroom. E to extrude, S to scale, Control plus R, Control plus R, E to extrude, S to scale. Select this, turn on proportion editing, change this to smooth, G to move, Alt left click this one, mesh, transform, randomize. Come out of X-ray mode, select all using a key, Shift N to recalculate the normals, make sure the face orientation is correct. Now we need to do the same we did before. Control plus R, place the loop cut to here. Control plus R, left click, slide the loop cut to here. Turn off proportion editing, G to move, Z to move, and place it here. Control plus R, place the loop cut to here. So that when we merge this, we don't need to worry about it. Select this, press P in the keyboard selection, go to object mode, select this, add modifier, subdivision surface modifier, increase this to 2, then apply the modifier, select this, press / in the keyboard to isolate this, go to edit mode, alt left click this one by going to edge selection mode, shift alt left click this, press X in the keyboard, dissolve edges, select this, select loops, edge rings, select, checker deselect. Change this to normal, change this to individual origins, G to move, Z to move, something like this. Go to object mode, come out of local view using /, select this, shift select this, Control plus J in the keyboard to join, select this, go to edit mode using tab, alt left click this one, right click, subdivide, again right click, subdivide, then shift alt left click this one to select this both edge, bridge edge loops. Do the same here, alt left click this one, right click, subdivide, right click, subdivide, shift alt left click this one, edge, bridge edge loops. This will bridge edge loops as you can see. Now we need to apply a subdivision modifier to this, so go to add modifier, subdivision surface modifier. Gonna increase this to 2 so that I can see it clearly. Go to object mode, right click, shade smooth, go to edit mode again, go to front view, go to X-ray mode, select this, G to move, Z to move, and I'm gonna place it here. Turn on proportion editing, change this to random, come out of X-ray mode, go to vertex selection mode, go to X-ray mode, select this one, turn off proportion editing, go to front view, art rotate, alt left click this one, art rotate, G to move, then turn on proportion editing, change this to smooth, come out of X-ray mode, select this, G to move, go to X-ray mode, select all this, go to front view, Control plus to increase the selection to here, then change this to random and turn on proportion editing, art rotate, and rotate it like this, then select this, art rotate, G to move, so Control plus R, slide it to here, art rotate, then come out of X-ray mode, Now we get a randomized mushroom like this. Control plus R, place it here. G to move. Now we got a non-uniform mushroom like this, as you can see. So you can see there is a little face orientation here. We need to correct that. Now everything is looking good. Turn off face orientation. Go to object mode using tab. Now we need to unhide everything. Select all of this. Press M in the keyboard. Select mushrooms. This will move to the mushroom collection. Then save the file, save. Now we need to move this to the appropriate positions so that we can scale them accordingly. Go to top using number 7, G to move, X to move. Now we got a total of 8 mushrooms, as you can see. Now we need to make particles so that we can place them above the mushrooms to give it a realistic effect. Select all of this, right click, shade smooth. Now we need to make particles so that we can place them above our mushrooms. So hide this mushroom collection. Shift plus A, mesh, cube. Select this, press F2 in the keyboard, change the name to mushroom particle. Select this, press M in the keyboard, new collection, mushroom particles. Then click OK. This way we can make this into the hair particle system. Press period key to zoom into that cube. We need to make at least 5 particles. So I'm going to duplicate this 5 times. Shift D to duplicate, X to move along X axis. Place it here. Then Shift plus R to repeat the action 5 times like this. Now we got 5 cubes. Select these 5. Go to edit mode for all of them. Select this face by going to face selection mode. Go to top using number 7. Select this. Press period key to zoom into that one. That way we can work it easily. E to extrude. E to extrude. G to move. And make a random shape. I think that's enough for that one. Gonna make this one. We got 5 different types of particles. Maybe one more. Go to object mode, shift plus A, mesh, cube, G to move, X to move. I'm gonna place it here. Maybe a simple particle. Go to edit mode. Now that's looking good. Go to object mode, select this one, add modifier, subdivision surface modifier, decrease this both to 1. We don't need that many vertices. And select this, right click, shade smooth. I think that's enough. Then select all of this. Make sure this is the active object. Then Control plus L in the keyboard, copy modifiers. This will copy the modifier to all of them. As you can see, make sure all the modifier has a 1 subdivision. We don't need that many vertices since we are going to use this as a hair particle system. If you have a powerful computer, you can use 2 though. I'm going to use 1. Select all of this, right click, shade smooth. Then press M in the keyboard, mushroom particles. This will move to that collection. Go to top view again, shift to D to duplicate. Change this to individual origins, R to rotate, Z to rotate to something like this. S to scale. Select this again, shift to D to duplicate, R to rotate, Z to rotate. Art rotate, X to rotate 180 degree, enter. And go to top view again, S to scale. Select all this, press M in the keyboard, mushroom particles. Now we need to apply the scale. So Control plus A, rotation and scale. This will apply the rotation and scale to all of them. Now that we made the mushroom particles, hide that in the viewport. Now we need to make water droplets so that we can place that in our mushrooms and our spider web. So Shift plus A, mesh, UV sphere, press spirit key to zoom into that one. Right click, shade smooth. I think I'm going to duplicate this. Shift to D to duplicate, X to move along X axis, place it here, select this, go to edit mode using tab, select this by going to X-ray mode, to front view using numbered one. Press X in the keyboard, select faces. Now select this, turn on proportion editing, make sure this is smooth, S to scale. Then come out of X-ray mode, go to edge selection mode, hold left click this one, press F to fill. Then go to object mode, select this both, go to edit mode for all of them using tab, go to front view using numbered one, select this, press L in the keyboard, G to move, right click to cancel, turn off proportion editing, change this to global, G to move, Z to move, and I'm gonna place this here. Press L in the keyboard, G to move, Z to move, and place this here. Make sure the origin is inside this object like this. Then go to object mode using tab, G to move, X to move. Now we go to water droplets, select this, press M in the keyboard, new collection, water droplets, then click OK. Then hide this in the viewport. Now we're going to make a spider web. So Shift plus A, mesh, cylinder. Then go to this menu. I'm going to change this to 12 since you only need 12 vertices. Then select this, go to edit mode using tab, go to face selection mode, select this face, press X in the keyboard, select faces. This will delete that face. Select this one, press S to scale, 0, enter. Then go to vertex selection mode. Go to X-ray mode, select these vertices, G to move, Z to move, -2, enter. This will place the vertices like this. Go to top view, Control plus R, increase the number to something like this. Then go to here, I'm going to change this to 16. Now go to vertex selection mode, select these vertices, press X in the keyboard, select vertices. This will delete that vertices. Then select all using a key, Control plus B to bevel, and bevel it to something like this. Go to here, make sure the segments is 1 and change this to 0.004. Go to face selection mode, Alt left click this one, Shift Alt left click these faces, and select these ones. You can select this by using Shift Alt and left clicking. Then Control plus I in the keyboard to inverse the selection. Make sure we are in face selection mode. Then press X in the keyboard, select faces. As you can see, this will delete that faces. So go to edge selection mode, select these two, press F to fill. Select this, press F to fill. I think there will be a black color here since it's overlapping. We don't need to worry about that since it's really small. But if that's an issue, we'll deal with it once we apply the materials. So don't worry about it. Select this. Turn on proportion editing, is to scale, decrease the proportion editing circle to something like this. As you can see, we don't have any thickness right now. So go to object mode using tab, press N in the keyboard and make sure the scale is 1. Then add modifier, solidify modifier. Turn off X-ray mode. As you can see, we get thickness to our spider web. 0.005. Since I only need a teeny tiny thickness, Go to here and turn on face orientation and make sure the face orientation is correct. Now we got an interesting looking spider web. Go to side view using number 1. Select this, right click, set origin to geometry. So place origin here, G to move, Z to move, and place this here. Then turn off face orientation. Press period key to zoom into that one. Select this, press M in the keyboard, new collection, spiderweb. And click OK. This will move it to the spiderweb collection as you can see. Now we got our mushrooms, mushroom particles, water droplet, and our spiderweb. Now we need to append our grass. We made the grass in our previous video, so I'm just going to append that grass here. So select this, I'm gonna hide this, go to file, append. If you want to know how to make grass, you can check out that video. I have provided a link in the video description. Then select the grass clump collection, not the grass original, grass clump collection. Then append. As you can see, this will append the grass to our scene like this. If you go close up like this, as you can see, this is flat right now. So select this, right click, shade smooth, which is still looking faceted at the moment. So I'm gonna apply a subdivision modifier to this. Add modifier, subdivision surface modifier. Since I'm not going to place that many grass in my scene, I can apply a subdivision modifier if I want. I'm gonna reduce this both to 1. Now as you can see, the grass is smooth right now. Since we have already applied a material to this grass, if we go to material preview mode, as you can see, it's looking like real grass. We turn this off. As you can see, the grass is faceted. If you turn this on, it's looking like this. If you want, you can apply this to 2 or 3, but I'm going to leave it as 1. If you don't want a subdivision modifier, you can close this too. I'm going to leave it like this since I only need a teeny tiny amount of grass in my scene, since it's going to be a little tiny scene. Then hide this collection in the viewport. Then save the file, save. Now we're going to apply the material to our models. After that, we'll arrange it in our final scene. First, we're going to apply the material to our mushrooms. So select the mushroom collection, turn this on in the viewport. Gonna select one of the mushrooms. I think I'm gonna select this one. Then go to shading tab. Press / to go to local view. Make sure an add-on is enabled by going to edit, preferences, then go to add-ons and type in node and make sure the node wrangler add-on is enabled. Go to here, save preferences, close this window. Now select this, click new, change this to mushroom top. I think I'm going to apply a mix material of yellow and red. So we need to add a mix RGB node, shift +A, color, mix RGB, and place this here. Change the first color. I'm going to change this to yellow, to something like this. Select this, go to here. I'm going to change this to pure red. Now it's looking like this. If I connect this to the base color, it's like this. We don't need this. So I'm going to apply a noise texture. Shift +A, texture, noise texture, and place this here. Then connect this factor to factor. Now we need to add a color ramp. Shift +A, converter, color ramp, and place this here. Select this noise texture, Control T in the keyboard. This will add a texture coordinate mapping node like this. And place this here, change this to object. Then select this color ramp, Control Shift and left click on this one. That way we can see it clearly. We don't need this material on here, but we're going to change that eventually. Then Control Shift and left click on this one. As you can see, it's like this. Control Shift and left click on this one. We don't need this much yellow. Then change this to B spine. Control Shift and left click on this one. I think I'm going to reduce the specular to 0.2. Then reduce the roughness 0.35. I don't need my mushrooms to look glossy. That would be weird. 0.4. Then I'm going to connect this same color to the subsurface color. Then change this 0.5. Change this to 0.3. Now as you can see, the light is going inside. Now we need to apply material to here, a white material. So select this, go to here, click this plus icon, create a new slot, select that slot, click new, change this to mushroom stem. Now select this mushroom, go to edit mode using tab, go to face selection mode, select this face, Ctrl plus plus to increase the selection. To this point, then go to this slot, select the mushroom stem, click assign. This will assign the white material. As you can see, you don't need it completely white, so select that mushroom stem, go to object mode using tab, select the principal BSDF. Now we need to add a mix RGB, shift plus A, color, mix RGB, place this here, shift plus A, texture, noise texture, select this, Ctrl plus T in the keyboard, shift plus A, converter, color ramp, place this here. Now that's looking like this. Then I'm going to change this color. Then select this. Now Control Shift and left click on this one to see the texture. Go to here, specular 0.05, roughness to 1. You don't need any light coming through that. Control Shift and left click on the principal VSDF. As you can see, both of them are plain right now. I need a bump map, so select this. We're going to apply a bump map here first. Select these four, Shift D to duplicate, place this here, connect this color to normal. Now we need a bump map, Shift plus A, vector, bump, place this here, and change this to the height. Connect the color to the height and normal to normal. As you can see, you don't need this much. Control Shift left click on this one. Select this. I'm going to increase this color to something like this. Control Shift left click on the bump map. As you can see, it's too much. Strength to 0.2. So Control Shift left click on the principal PSDF. Now we got a rough mushroom like this. If you want, you can change the roughness according to your preferences. I think it's too much. Going to decrease the scale. Now Control Shift left click on the principal BSDF. Now we need to apply a bump map here. So select this, go to this here, select the mushroom top material. Select this for Shift D to duplicate, place this here, Shift plus A, vector, bump, place this here, color to height and normal to normal. As you can see, it's too much bump. You don't need that much. 0.2. Control Shift left click on this one to see the texture. And Control Shift left click on the principal BSDF. Now we go to mushroom teeny tiny bit, 0.15. Then go to layout mode. We need to apply the same material to the rest of the mushrooms. So select all the mushrooms, Shift select this one to make it the active object. Then Control plus L in the keyboard, link materials. This will link the material to all the mushrooms as you can see. Now we need to apply the materials to all of them properly. Select this, go to edit mode using tab, go to face selection mode, select this face, Control plus plus to increase the selection. Then go to material properties here, this globe icon. Then go to mushroom stem, click assign. This will assign the mushroom stem material like this. Hold left click this one, mushroom top, click assign. Go to object mode, select this, go to edit mode. Control plus plus to increase the selection. Mushroom stem, click assign. This will assign the material like this. Maybe one more. Mushroom stem, click assign. Now it's looking like this. Go to object mode, select this, go to edit mode, and do the same for all of them. Now that we assigned all the materials to the mushrooms, save the file, save. Now we need to assign the material to the mushroom particles. Unhide the mushroom particles collection. Select this, right click, select objects. As you can see, they are really big. We'll scale this after we apply the materials. Select this one first, then go to material properties. Go to this drop down and select the mushroom stem material. This will assign the mushroom stem material to that one. Select this, go to shading tab. Press forward slash to come out of local view. Select this one. Press period key to zoom into that one. I'm going to make this into a new material. So click this 9 icon. Then change this to mushroom particle. Then I'm going to increase this color a little. So you can see it's got a little lighter. Control shift and left click on this one. Increase the scale to something like this. Control shift and left click on this one. Now we need to assign the material to the rest of them. Go to layout mode. Select the mushroom particles collection. Right click, select objects. Shift to select this one to make it the active object. Then Control plus L in the keyboard, link materials. This will link the material to all of them like this, as you can see. Since this is really big, I'm going to scale this. So change this to median point. S to scale. G to move, X to move. I'm gonna place this here so that I can compare the size. S to scale. Control plus A, rotation and scale. Now we applied material to that. Now we can place this above the mushrooms. Now we need to apply the material to the rest of our objects. File, save the file. Then hide this both in the viewport. Select the water droplets collection, unhide it. Select this one, go to shading tab, press period key to zoom into that one. Click new, change this to water. Then I'm going to change this color to a blue color like this. Then specular to 0.02, roughness to 0.03. Change the IOR to 1.33. Increase the transmission to 1. Transmission roughness to 0.05. As you can see, we got a water material like this. Select this, shift to select this one last, Control plus L in the keyboard, link materials. This will link the material to that. Now we got water droplets. Go to here, unhide the mushroom collection. Select this one, press period key to zoom into that one. So you can see these are all really big. Select this both, S to scale, Control plus A, rotation and scale. Now we need to apply the material to this spider web. So select this spider web collection and hide it. Hide everything else. Right click, select objects. There is only one object here. Press period key to zoom into that one. Click new, change this to spider web. I think I'm going to reduce this value a little. Then decrease the specular to 0.35, roughness to 0.7. Then increase the transmission to 1. Then I'm going to transmission roughness 0.2. We'll take this material once we add an HDRI in the background. Only cycles have the transmission property, so I'm going to leave it like this for now. We already have material for our grass, so we don't need to apply that. Then hide this both. Go to layout mode, save the file, save. Now we need to add the mushroom particles to our mushrooms. So go to the mushroom collection and hide it. Gonna apply material to this one first. Select this, press / to go to local view. Select this, go to object data properties. Then create a new vertex group by clicking this plus icon. Then go to edit mode using tab. Go to material properties. Select the mushroom top material. Then select. This will select that faces. Make sure we are in face selection mode and select the mushroom top material. Then select. This will select the faces that have the red material, as you can see. Then go to the object data properties, select the group, then click assign. This will assign the red material faces to this vertex group. Alt plus A in the keyboard to deselect everything. Then you can make sure this is assigned by going to this group and then select. This will select that faces, as you can see. Do the same for the rest of the mushrooms. Come out of local view, go to object mode, select this one, go to edit mode using tab, mushroom top, select, then go to object data properties, click this plus icon, select the group, click assign. Alt plus A, make sure it's selected, select, make sure nothing else is selected. Go to object mode, select this, go to material properties, mushroom top, go to edit mode, Alt plus A, make sure nothing else is selected. Then mushroom top, select, object data properties, click this plus icon, select that, click assign. Alt plus A, select, go to object mode, do the same for the rest of the mushrooms. Now that we assigned all the vertex group properly, we can apply the mushroom particles for each of them. Select this one first, go to particle properties, then click this plus icon, change this to hair, then go to solid mode, otherwise the viewport will slow down. Then I'm going to change this to 100, turn on advanced, then go to vertex groups, change the density to group. Go to source and change this to faces. Change this to use modifier stack, turn this on, then change this to random. Then go to render and change this to collection and change the collection name to mushroom particles. As you can see, this will assign the particles like this. Now we need to turn on rotation, change this to global Y. So you can see it's really small right now. So I'm going to increase the scale a tiny bit. If we go to material preview mode, we can see that clearly. Going to increase the scale to something like this. As you can see, these are all like this. We don't want that. So go to the mushroom particles function, turn this on, right click, select objects, press period key to zoom into that one. So you can see the origin is like this. That's why it's not properly working. Select this, right click, set origin to geometry, and do the same for all of them. Now select this one, press period key to zoom into that one. As you can see, now it's properly aligned. Then I'm going to increase the scale a teeny tiny bit. Viewport display, I'm going to change this to 10%. And then I'm going to randomize the rotation 0.05. Then I'm going to change this to 250. If I change the viewport display number to 100%, I can see the original result. As you can see, it's like this. I think it's too little, 300. If you want, you can increase the number according to your preferences, but I think that's more than enough. Make sure the vertex group is group like we did before. Make sure this is the case, otherwise we will get particle all over the place. We don't want that. Select this, go to solid mode, select the mushrooms, shift to select this one last, then Ctrl plus L in the keyboard, copy modifiers. As you can see, this will copy the modifier like this. Select this, go to material preview mode, go to particle system. As you can see, this has the same particle system for this one. I'm going to change this seed number to 2. I think that's enough. Then go to the vertex group and I'm going to change this to group. Change this to group for all of them. Then change the length to also to group. That way length will also affect by the weight painting. Now we got hair particle system for our mushrooms like this. Then I'm going to change this seed number to 3. That's looking good. Select this. Press spirit key to zoom into that one. We need more particles for this. So I'm going to change this to 320. As you can see, this is going to change the particle for all of them. Select this. Then click this 8 icon. This will make this into a single particle system. And do the same for all of them. That way we can change it individually. Now we got particle system for all our mushrooms. Don't need that many particles for this one. So select this. I'm gonna change the number 250. I think that's enough. Select this 300. Then change the viewport display number to 10%, otherwise the viewport will slow down. Now we need to apply the water droplets to this one too. So go to the water droplets collection, turn this on, select this, right click, select objects, press period key to zoom into that one. Now if I select this and go to solid mode, right click, shade flat. As you can see, there is a lot more vertices in this. We don't need it much. So go to modifier properties, add modifier. I'm gonna add a decimate modifier. Change this to 0.2. 0.2 looks good. Increase this to 1%. As you can see, we got a total of 512 vertices. If we increase this to maybe 0.2, right click, shade smooth. I think that's more than enough. Select this, add modifier, decimate modifier, 0.2. Shade flat. As you can see it clearly. Shade smooth. Apply the modifier. Then apply the modifier. We don't need that many vertices, so apply the modifier. If you go to edit mode, you can see it clearly. This way we won't have that many vertices in our scene. Ctrl plus A, rotation and scale. Then come out of local view. Now we need to apply the same particle system to this one. So select this, go to material preview mode, select this, go to particle properties, click this plus icon, change this to hair. And go to the vertex group and change this to group. Then I'm going to decrease this number to a 30. Then change this to random and use modifier stack. Make sure this is faces. Go to render and change this to collection and change the collection name to water droplets. So you can see it's really small. Gonna increase the scale a little. Gonna change this name to water particle. Turn on advanced and turn on rotation. Change this to global Y. And I'm going to change this rotation to 0.1. Looks good. As you can see, we got water droplets in our mushroom. Water particle. As you can see, now we need to apply the same particle to this. Select this, click this plus icon, select this one and change this to water particle. As you can see, this will apply the water particle to that one. Now go to this one, change the density to group. That way we'll get water particle on this. As you can see, if you want, you can change the length also to group. Go to here, click this plus icon, change this to water particle. Scroll down, change the density to group, and change the length also to group. Change this to 10%. Now select this one and change this to group. That way we'll only get water particle here. Select this, change this to group. Select this, change this to group. Select this, change this to group, and do the same for all of them. Now we apply the particle system to all our mushrooms. Save the file, save. I think I'm going to increase the scale a tiny bit though. Now we need to do the same for our spider web. So hide everything else. Make sure the water droplets on the spider web is enabled. Select the spider web, press spirit key to zoom into that one. Turn on the mushrooms and make sure this is the right size. So select this. Gonna scale this a little. I think that's enough. Control plus A, rotation and scale. Select this one, press / to go to local view. Now we need to apply the water droplets in this one. So go to particle properties, click this plus icon, select this, change this to hair, turn on advanced, change this to faces and change this to random and use modifier stack. Then reduce this number to 75. Turn on rotation, change this to global Y. Change this to collection and select the collection name to water droplets. Then I'm going to increase the randomization option to something like this and increase the scale 0.14. Now it's looking like this. And change this to 10%. 0.12. 0.14 is too much. Scale randomization to 0.12. For this one, we don't need any group. Save the file, save. Now we applied all the particle system on material. Hide this in the viewport. Come out of local view using /. Go to solid mode. Now we need to add a plane so that we can make our ground. So shift plus A, mesh plane. Select this, press F2 in the keyboard, change this to ground. Then we need to move this to a new collection. Select this, press M in the keyboard, new collection, ground. Then click OK. Now we need to scale this one. Is to scale 10 and this will scale it 10 times. As you can see, select this, go to edit mode using tab. We need to subdivide this, right click, subdivide, go to this menu. I'm going to change this number to 100. Now we need to add a camera so that we can place it in our scene and appropriately. Go to object mode, shift plus A, camera, select the camera. Press M in the keyboard, new collection, camera and lighting. Then click OK. This will move to the camera and lighting collection. As you can see, select the camera, go to top using number 7. Select the camera, G to move, Y to move along Y axis. I'm going to place it here. R to rotate, Z to rotate, 90 degree, enter. Then go to camera view using number 0. Now we need to bring this up. So go to front view using number 1, G to move, Z to move, and move this to here. Then go to camera view using number 0, press N in the keyboard, go to item, go to view, and change this clip N to 1000 meters as you can see. Then go to object data properties, this camera icon. Make sure the clip end is 1000 meters. Press N to hide this window. Select the camera. Shift plus grave key to move the camera to an appropriate position. S to zoom out. Q to increase the Z value. Select the plane, go to edit mode using tab, go to X-ray mode. Gonna select the ones inside the camera like this. Now if we go to top using number 7, we can see that clearly. Go to camera view, gonna select from up to here. I think that's a good position. We don't need the vertices here. As you can see, this is a lot of unwanted vertices, so I'm gonna delete that. So Control plus I in the keyboard to inverse the selection, press X in the keyboard, select faces. This will delete that faces. If you go to camera using number 0, as you can see it clearly, then go to object mode using tab, come out of X-ray mode, select the plane, go to modifier properties. We need to add a displace modifier. Add modifier, displace modifier. As you can see, it's at the top here. That's because we didn't apply the scale, so select the plane. Control plus A, rotation and scale. Then change this strength. I'm going to change this to 0.5. We'll change that strength after we apply texture. Then click this new icon. Then go to this show texture and texture tab. Then change this to clouds. As you can see, we got displacement here now. Then go to the colors. I'm going to change this brightness and increase the contrast to something like this. Then change the size to something like this. Now we need to apply a subdivision modifier. So go to modify properties, minimize this, add modifier, subdivision surface modifier. Then I'm going to increase this to 2. Select this, right click, shade smooth. This will shade smooth like this. Minimize this one. Then I'm going to change this strength to 0.2. Now it's looking good. As you can see, the camera view is not correct. So select the camera, shift plus grave key. You can see my screencast keys at the right bottom corner. Now select the plane, go to edit mode using tab, go to vertex selection mode. We can see the displace modifier in the edit mode by turning this on. Turn on proportion editing, G to move. I'm going to increase this to something like this. Go to object mode using tab. Now we can place our mushrooms in this region and place the grass here and delete the rest. Now we need to unhide our mushrooms and place them properly. So turn on the mushroom collection. It's too big. We can scale that now. So select the mushroom collection, right click, select objects. Change this to median point. Yes, to scale. G to move, X to move along X-axis. Go to top using number 7. G to move, I'm gonna place this here. Go to camera using number 0. S to scale to something like this. Now Control plus A, rotation and scale. This will apply the rotation and scale to all of them. Now we need to place this properly. I'm gonna place the big mushroom here. Shift right click to place the mouse cursor here. Select this one. As you can see, our origin is at the bottom like this, so we can place this easily. So shift plus S, selection to cursor. This will place the mushroom here. G to move, Z to move, then R to rotate, Z to rotate among Z axis, and place the mushrooms according to your preferences. I'm gonna go and place the mushrooms Now we're going to place our spider webs. So turn that on in the viewport. Select that. Art rotate, X to rotate, 90-degree, enter. Now go to top using number 7. We need to move this to here. G to move, Y to move, and place this here. S to scale. Go to front using number 1. G to move, S to scale. S to scale, X to scale, to expand it a little, S to scale, Z to scale, then Control plus A, rotation and scale. I think the droplets are too big. We will correct that once we apply everything else. Go to top using number 7, G to move, R to rotate, G to move, Z to move. Select this, go to edit mode using tab, go to X-ray mode, select this one. Shift right click to place 3D cursor here. Shift plus S, selection to cursor. This will place the vertices to there as you can see. G to move, I'm gonna place this here. Since we turned on proportion editing, it will be easier. Select this, G to move. If we go to camera using number 0, we can see our spider web like this. Go to object mode using tab, select this, shift D to duplicate, right click to cancel, shift right click to place the mouse cursor here, shift plus S, selection to cursor, G to move, Z to move, place this here, S to scale a little, R to rotate, Z to rotate, and rotate it like this, R to rotate, select this, shift D to duplicate. Now we got mushrooms in our scene as you can see. Save the file, save. As you can see our water droplets are too big. So select this, go to particle properties. Then select this particle system for the water droplets for this one. Then go to scale. I'm going to change this scale 0.1. Change this to 0.1. Select this one. I'm going to change this size. 0.1 looks good. Water particle, make sure we change the water particle size, nothing else. Select this. I think these particles are too big. Select this one. Then go to the scale 0.1. Save the file, save. We need to apply a material to a plane, so select the plane. Go to local view using / so that it will be easier to see. Go to material preview mode. As you can see, we don't have a material. So go to freepvr.com. Here you can download free textures. You don't need to sign up or anything. So then go to ground. I'm going to download this mossy mud material. As you can see, you can see the name of my texture here if you want the exact same one I'm using. Then download this mossy mud.bl. Then save the file. Then close this window. Then go to the folder we downloaded that file. Then extract it here. As you can see, we go to textures here now. Then go to shading tab, select this, go to local view using /, then click this new icon, change this to ground, then select the principal BSDF, Ctrl Shift and T in the keyboard, then go to the texture we downloaded, then select the albedo, Ctrl select the normal map and the roughness map. We don't need the height or the ambient occlusion. So select the albedo, normal and the roughness, then principal texture setup. As you can see, this will assign it like this. It's not assigned properly, so we need to correct that. So select this. Go to here and change this to object. As you can see, it's terrible looking like this. We need to correct that. In order to do that, we need to go to displace modifier. So go to the modifier properties. apply this displace modifier. So I'm going to apply this displace modifier like this, as you can see. Then change this to box. Change this to box. And change this to box. If you want, you can keep your displace modifier though. I don't need that anymore, so I'm gonna apply that. If you want to change your scene after you're tinkering with it, you can always keep the displace modifier, but I prefer applying it though. I'm going to increase this blend a tiny bit. Make sure the base color space is sRGB, reference color space is non-color, and the normal color space is non-color, and the strength is 1. I'm going to reduce the specular to 0.05. Go to top using numbered 7. Going to decrease the scale to something like this. Go to camera using numbered 0, 1.8. It's looking good. Go to layout mode, go to camera using numbered 0, bring back our mushrooms by coming out of local view using /. Now we need to apply the grass in our scene, so go to solid mode so that the viewport will not slow down. Select the plane, go to particle properties, click this plus icon and change this to hair. Turn on advanced, I'm going to change this number to 100 for now. Then go to the source and change this to faces. Turn on use modifier stack. Change this to random. Turn on rotation. Go to render. Change this to collection. And change the collection name to grass clump. Now change the rotation orientation axis to global Y. And randomize the rotation a little, 0.05. As you can see, the grass is really small right now. We need to increase that size. So go to scale. I'm going to increase this size 0.125. Now that's looking good. As you can see, we got grass everywhere. We don't want that. We need only grass here. So select the plane. Make sure the viewport display amount is 10%. That way our viewport will not slow down. Select the plane. Go to local view using /. Go to camera view using numbered 0. Save the file. Go to weight paint mode. As you can see, it's like this. Go to top using numbered 7. Make sure the weight is 1. Then go to gradient and click and drag from here to here like this. That way we will get more grass at the front and less grass at the back like this. Go to camera view. As you can see, we will get more grass here. Then go to brush. Then change this weight to 0. Go to modifier properties and turn this off in the viewport so that our viewport will not slow down when we paint this. Then I'm going to increase the radius a little. As you can see, we don't need any weight painting here. So I'm going to remove them from here though. Then go to camera using numbered 0. Make sure everything is correct. Now go to object mode. Come out of local view using /. Select the plane. Go to particle properties. Scroll down and go to vertex group. Change the density to group. And change the length also to group. That way we will get more big grass at the front and small grass at the far like this. Shift right click. Make sure the weight painting is correct there. I think I removed the weight paint there. Go to weight paint mode. Go to top using numbered 7. It's looking like this. Go to camera using numbered 0. Going to close this. I don't want that. Then go to object mode. Change this to 0.11. Save the file. File. Save. Now we need to add an HDRI in the background and sun lamps. So in order to do that, go to shading tab. Change this object to world. Select the background, then Ctrl+T in the keyboard. This will add a texture coordinate mapping and an environmental text node like this. You can download free HDRIs from Polyhaven. If you want the exact same one I am using, I have provided a link in the video description. Then click this open icon. Then I'm going to select the HDRI downloaded. I downloaded this 8K HDRI from Polyhaven. I've provided a link in the video description if you want the exact same one. Then select this, click open image. Now go to rendered mode. You can see our HDRI in the background like this. I think the lighting is coming from there. I don't want that. Go to camera using numbered 0. I need the lighting coming from this side. I'm going to change this strength to 1.3. Then I'm going to change this Z rotation a little. It's looking like this. Go to camera using number 0. Then change this to object. Now we need to add sun lamps. So go to layout mode. Shift plus A, light, sunlight. Go to top using number 7. G to move. I'm gonna place one here. Shift D to duplicate and place this here. Shift D to duplicate and place one here. Go to front view using number 1. Select this, rotate. Go to side view using number 3, rotate. Go to top view and arrange the lighting properly. Now select all of them, go to front view, G to move, Z to move. I'm gonna place this like this. Select this one at the left side. Go to object data properties, this lamp icon. I'm gonna change this strength to 8. Then I'm gonna change this color to a yellowish color like this. Select this one. I'm gonna change this strength to 5. Then change this color to a tiny blue color like this. Then select this one. Change the strength to 3 and change the color to a yellow color like this. Now go to camera using number 0. Go to rendered mode. As you can see, we got a lot of lighting. I think the lighting is too much. If you want to see the realistic view, you can change the render engine to cycles. Before we do that, save the file, save. Then go to render properties, change this to cycles. I'm going to change this to GPU compute. If you have a graphics card, you can change it to GPU compute, which will be faster. Go to edit preferences, then go to system. You can see the GPU if you have one here. Have an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050 Ti graphics card and an 11th generation Intel Core. Since I'm using a screen recording, I'm only using graphics card to rendering. And close this window. I think the lighting is too much. Go to top using number 7. Select this one. Go to object data properties. Change this to 3. Select this one. Change this to 2. Then select this one. Change this to 1. Then go to camera using number 0. Now we need to make this spider web a little different. Select this. Go to material properties. I'm gonna increase this color a little. As you can see, it's improved right now. Then I'm going to increase this specular to something like this. Then decrease the roughness to something like this. Make sure transmission is 1 and change this roughness to 0.3. That way we'll not get a glass spiderweb. That would be weird. Then save the file, save. So go to solid mode, select everything using A key, then Ctrl plus A, rotation and scale. This will apply the rotation and scale to all of them. We need to add an area light here. That way we can emphasize these models from behind. So I'm gonna add an area light from this location. So go to top using number 7. Shift plus A, light, area light. So you can see the light is here. G to move. I'm gonna move this to here like this. And go to camera view, go to rendered mode. You can see the lighting like this. Select this one. Go to object data properties. I'm going to change this to a 200. Then I'm going to change this color to a tiny yellow color like this. Now, as you can see, the spider web is visible right now. And all our model got a lot more lighting like this. As you can see, we got lighting here. Select this. I'm going to change this to 100. Now it's looking good. Then save the file, save. Now we need to correct the particle systems. Go to solid mode. That way our viewport will not slow down. Select the plane. Go to particle properties. Select this particle system for the grass. I'm going to change this number to 3000 though. Grass is a little too big. So good. Select the plane. Go to scale. I'm going to change this to 0.1. Save the file. Then go to rendered mode. As you can see, we don't have any clouds in the background like this. So I'm gonna change this position a little. So go to shading tab, change this to world. I'm gonna change this Z location a little. I'm gonna change the render engine to EV. That way we can see it in real time. Now it's like this. Gonna reduce this strength to 1.2 though. It's too much lighting. Then change this to object. Go to layout mode. Then go to solid mode. Select the plane. I'm going to increase this number to 3200. I think that's more than enough. Now we're going to render our scene. So in order to do that, we need to correctly set the render settings. So go to render properties. Make sure the render engine is cycles. That way we can render a realistic image. If you have a graphics card, you can change this GPU compute. You can find out whether or not you have a graphics card by going to edit, preferences, go to system, then this cycles render devices. I have an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050 Ti graphics card and an 11th generation Intel Core CPU. Since I'm using a screen recording, I'm only using graphics card to render the scene. Make sure the auto save preferences is turned on, then save preferences, close this window. Here you can change the render samples, maximum samples. I'm going to change this to 2000. I think that's more than enough to render a final scene. If you want, you can set a time limit here. If you want to render the scene using a transparent background, you can change this film to transparent. Click this transparent option. But I'm going to render it using clouds in the background, so I'm not going to do any of that. If you want, you can change the tile size here for the CPU and the GPU, but I'm going to leave it as default. Then go to the color management. I'm going to change this look to high contrast. That way our scene will look more vibrant. Then go to output properties. Here you can change the final resolution of your image. This is 1920 by 1080, which is HD render. Here under the output you can change the file format. I'm going to leave it as PNG image since I want a PNG HD render. File, save. Always save your file before rendering. Then render image. As you can see, this is my final render. If you like this video so far, please give a like to this video in the bottom. And if you're new to this channel and you want to get more videos like this, you can subscribe to this channel using the subscribe button at the bottom. And if you want to get notified while I release new videos, you can press the bell icon below. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye for now.